What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel, guys. I was scrolling through and came across this video of why Denmark and Sweden love/hate each other. Me personally, I feel like they should add go ahead and add Norway in there. I feel like it's like a three brother sister type thing. Little, I wouldn't say beef, but love hate relationship out here. But we're gonna check this out and see why. I believe Denmark and Sweden had a bunch of wars back then, if I'm not mistaken, from the videos that I've seen. So we finna check it out, see what it's about. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all send me more video suggestions to check out. Hey, let's jump into it.
This is Denmark. This is Sweden. Denmark and Sweden are seen as the cool dudes of the world, giving the world something to step on and weirdly named DIY furniture. These two Nordic countries may look very friendly towards each other on the outside, but deep down there is an underlying intense rivalry.
This like a robot type of, like I wrote those Reddit videos, the robot sound.
Each other on the furniture. These two Nordic countries may look very friendly towards each other on the outside, but deep down there is an underlying intense rivalry. Why? The short answer is historical beefs. Their story kinda began with the Vikings, well known for raiding the crap out of everyone, and also establishing trade routes across Europe. In general, the Danish Vikings sailed west, saying hello to England, establishing the Danelaw in northern England, contributing to the north-south divide in England today. The descendants of
my triple, did I say chips with gravy? That sounds nasty.
Contribute.
What is that?
To the north-south divide in England today. The descendants of the Vikings in France later invaded England and all around Europe, providing new dynastic rulers across the continent. The Swedish Vikings sailed east, making contacts with the Slavs, Byzantines, Khazars, and the Muslim world. Depending on your perspective, either those Swedes created the Kievan Rus and kick-started the history of Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine, or that the Kievan Rus originated from Slavic people entirely. The Vikings also became famous muscles for the Byzantine emperors. As you can see, Danish and Swedish people had a huge impact in Europe from their very beginnings. When they got Christianized, they established their own kingdoms, and began officially fighting each other like nobody's business.
Okay, let's see these list of wars, because as I mentioned, they were fighting a lot. So we got the battle of, I can't find Firsveller, I believe, 986, dang. Battle of Helgia. Denmark invaded Sweden, the invasion. And look how long, dang, 2-year war right there. This one took a year, Battle of Lena. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that they showing us right now, and they said many more. So dang, they just been fighting, and nowadays, it's, I guess, like they said, on the outside, hey, buddy, hey, we love each other, but on the inside, it's like, it still could be some beef going on,
You cannot take the Viking out of them. Denmark expanded into the Baltics, but later sold it to some German dudes. Sweden got the same idea of territorial expansion, and expanded gradually to the Åland Islands and the coastal regions of Finland. During the 14th century, Denmark had a huge beef with the Hanseatic League, because the German merchants really wanted those cash from trading.
Dang it, that kind of took a long, look at that, 61 to 70, shoot.
Hanseatic League, because the German merchants really wanted those cash from trading. To counter the influence of German domination in the Baltic region, the Nordic countries joined together to form the Kalmar Union. In theory, the countries remained as 3 separate sovereign states under a common monarch. But in practice, the Kalmar Union was dominated by Denmark. Unsurprisingly, the Swedes were not happy being bossed around by some Danish dudes, and decided to kick the Danes out of Stockholm, making Sweden independent. After Sweden gained independence, the balance of power shifted. Sweden became the new big bully of the Nordic region, replacing Denmark. Being the king of the north was not enough for Sweden, so Sweden decided to become one of the great powers of Europe. After Sweden left the colony,
they beat up a lot of countries. So these are some other wars. Dang, I remember the 30-year war. Man, There's a lot of
Sweden
fighting going
decided
on
to
in
become one
European
of the
back in the
great
day.
powers of Europe. After Sweden left the Kalmar Union, Denmark and Norway were still together, but not together, a friend zone relationship for
Dang.
centuries to come. Sweden and Denmark continue to fight each other. Sweden took Scania from Denmark, and never returned it.
Dang.
This is why at first glance it looks weird that the capital city of Denmark, Copenhagen, is situated at the easternmost bits of the country today. It used to be at the center of Denmark. During the 17th century,
That's interesting.
it used to
Where is it at right here? If it used to be at the center.
be at the center of Denmark. During the 17th century, Denmark and Sweden tried doing some colonization. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
So, I mean, look, Denmark still got most of the territories though. That because it looked like Denmark, they didn't mind going to war.
During the Great Northern War, Denmark sided against Sweden. At first, Sweden was successful,
Dang.
beating up Denmark and its allies. But then, Sweden had a brilliant idea of invading Russia.
Oh.
Unsurprisingly, it failed, and Sweden declined soon after. The balance of power thus shifted once again.
Dang.
Russia became the new big bully of the Baltic region, replacing Sweden. During the Napoleonic Wars, Denmark and Sweden found themselves at opposing sides. Denmark was forced to stick with France, whilst Sweden fought France whenever it can afford to. After the Napoleonic Wars, Denmark, being on the loser's side, had to give up Norway to Sweden.
Oh, man.
During the 19th century, Denmark and Sweden became friendly towards each other, like two grown-ups
It's crazy
who
because
stopped.
I was just watching Cobra Kai, and they were telling the two kids, the two young guys, that they had a beef and stuff. They fought. They were so mad at each other. They would just like fight it out. So they fighting and all this, and boom, after all this fighting and doing all this, they come to a realization. I feel like this is a situation that happened with Denmark and Sweden. After all the fighting and stuff, you have to realize, you know what, we need each other. Us, Scandinavia got to stick together. Us Nordic countries got to stick together. You know what I'm saying?
Denmark and Sweden became friendly towards each other, like two grown-ups who stopped fighting each other like they used to during their younger days. As they were two small dudes navigating through the European shark tanks filled with bunch of big bullies, it was in their best interests to help each other. During World War I, both Denmark and Sweden remained neutral, although Sweden did have a crush on Germany. During World War II, both countries again declared neutrality. However, Denmark was unlucky as Germany decided to roll over Denmark anyway, to chase off those pesky Brits from Norway. Sweden, feared for its own survival, decided to help both the Allies and the Axis powers, pushing the limits of the definition of neutrality.
Wow.
Sweden helped the Germans by supplying iron, and allowed German troops to pass through. Sweden also shared military intelligence with the Allies, and allowed the Allies to use Swedish air bases in later part of the war. Pro gamer move right there, and thus Sweden avoided being occupied by either sides. During the Cold War, Denmark joined NATO. Sweden publicly maintained neutrality, but unofficially kept strong ties with NATO countries, because Russia is scary.
And didn't I see something recently that Sweden joined NATO, like recently, like a couple of weeks or months ago or something like that?
Denmark and Sweden later joined the European Union, but could not be bothered to use its currency. And here we are today. Denmark and Sweden are currently one of the most developed countries in the world, excelling in science and technology, education, manufacturing, and social welfare. Their longtime rivalry is now
let me see this one.
Manufacturing and social excelling in science and technology, education.
These are the universities in Denmark and Sweden. That's pretty cool.
Education, manufacturing.
Of course, IKEA, Lego.
And social welfare.
And see, World's Happiest Country Report. Nice. Pretty nice.
Their longtime rivalry is now manifested in football matches, and constantly joking about each other whenever they have the chance. The Danes are seen as the Latins of Scandinavia, whilst the Swedes are seen as the Prussians of the north. The Danes think the Swedes are easily offended, serious, and too politically correct, whilst the Swedes think the Danes are too hedonistic, blunt, and too politically incorrect. The Danes say they have the best sausage and beer, and being the fun guy of the Nordic region. The Swedes view Danes as sort of a hybrid between Nordic and Dutch people, and reckon the Danes talk like they have stuffed potato in their mouths.
I just seen that video.
The Danes love German cars, whilst the Swedes love their very own Volvo cars. Both Danes and Swedes love chilling, hygge for the Danes and fake for the Swedes. Both Danes and Swedes love chilling, hygge for the Danes and fake for the Swedes. Sweden admires Denmark for its amazing actors, whilst Denmark admires Sweden for its more advanced economy and technology. Both Danes and Swedes see the Norwegians as too wealthy for their own good, who have nothing better to do than to watch slow TV. They also made sure they voted for each other in Eurovision.
Oh, so that's how it works. You know, we pick the countries that we like. Well, I mean, that's pretty much how that works anyway. You know, I had some countries that I liked on Eurovision. I need to get back on those Eurovision videos, though.
And support Finland's obsession with heavy metal. When you visit Denmark or Sweden, please do not assume they are the same people just because they look similar on the outside. Denmark and Sweden literally fought each other for centuries just to ensure their country's survival as a distinct entity. Danish and Swedish people can sure be proud of their country's glorious achievements, history, and unique cultural heritage. Will this friendly rivalry between Denmark and Sweden continue in the future? Most likely, because the top dog of the Nordic region has always been up for grabs.
Dang.
Sorry, Estonia. Thanks for watching.
So that's definitely interesting. Like I said, definitely, you know, I see in multiple videos, you know, especially I would say just the Nordic countries in general, or not really just Scandinavia, with Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, you know, always, you know, joking on each other and stuff like that. But I do remember seeing some videos and all the fights and wars that Sweden and Denmark had. So always good to see them back, you know, on each other's side. You know, like you said, it might still be some type of something in there just because, you know, saying who's the best of Scandinavia, who's the best of the Nordic countries and stuff, you know. So that's definitely going to be interesting to see how those things play out later on in the future. But definitely enjoy this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hey, send me more video suggestions, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.